Another day, and welcome to another video of the series Losing Belly Fat. So this video, we're going to create a sustainable plan. Like, what is the mindset that we need to keep a sustainable action to losing belly fat and keeping ourselves healthy, setting realistic goals, emphasizing on the importance of attainable and measurable targets, discussing the importance of tracking your progress and methods you can do that. Just track your body weight, your measurements, your overall health, when to check in with a coach or any other professional. So we emphasize the need for a balanced long-term approach, steering you away from extreme diets and unsustainable practices. So number one is you need to be aware of your goals. You need to be able to have SMART goals, what we call the SMART. It needs to be specific. Your goals need to be clear, precise. Instead of saying that this is the amount of weight I'm losing, we already figured that out when we were beginning this program. And if you're here, then it means you're closing to the end. You've worked with me for the last 9 or so weeks, and you're trying to wonder, once I attain my ideal weight, then what? Now, setting your goals to be specific on what amount of weight do you want to maintain? What is the range? You can say, if I want to maintain between 50 and 55 kilograms. That's my health range. If I add more than 55, then I need to be able to know what's going on, what to lose, or what to do. If I go below 50, then I am getting out of my safe zone. So you have to know, and this is where a health professional, a coach, and that's why you're with me. If you want to know these details and how you can keep safe, please go ahead and book a call with me and we can go over that. Now, it has to be measurable. How you have to be able to measure, like the number I just said, it has to be, I maintain my weight between 50 and 56 and I'm good. And that's my health range. If I'm going beyond, and you have to learn and keep learning your body. Now, you're already weighing yourself on a weekly basis. Now, taking your measurements weekly, once you get to your ideal weight, you have to decide, how often do I weigh myself? Is it 2 weeks? Is it every month? Is it maybe once every 2 months? Because again, obsessing with a scale, and especially if you're at your ideal weight, is going to create and encourage that yo-yo dieting and that obsession with your body and all the weights, and that's not a good thing. So you need to be able to give your mind a break and live a normal life. You don't have to weigh yourself every single day. You don't have to weigh yourself every single week. Once you attain your ideal body weight and you've learned your body, you know the changes, you're able to tell what we've discussed as the non-scale victories. And if you're still unclear what this could be, let's talk about them. So you have to be able to know all these other things that accompany your weight and your measurement to be able to know when you're getting out of your safe range of weight and measurement and all that. So you have to decide how often are you going to measure that. It has to be achievable, but your goals have to be attainable. But we have to be able to remember, most of the time, it's not that we are not able to achieve those goals, but it's our limiting beliefs. The environment that you're staying with, who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? People who are sabotaging you? Are you listening to people who are telling you that you can't do anything? Do you have your own self-limiting beliefs? Because when that is the case, and especially when it comes to health and weight loss, we are able to achieve our goals. But the problem is, are we limiting ourselves? Are we thinking it wrongly? Are we looking at ourselves the way we are not supposed to be looking at ourselves? And then relevant. This is where I keep encouraging you. We've discussed about your why, but you need to keep it at your forefront, because that will keep that motivation. Because when motivation wears out, it's the discipline that remains. And for you, you have to have this relevancy in your head. And the relevance is going to be created by you maintaining your why in your forefront. You have to keep remembering, why do I want to keep healthy? Why do I have to maintain a healthy weight? What are my reasons? Because when we forget about that, then we get back to the yo-yo dieting, we get to the back to the diet culture system, and we forget building those lifestyles that build to the long-lasting results. And time bound, we have to know our goals. And again, it will tie back to the measurable. Like, how often do we need to weigh ourselves? How often do we need to check in? Now, this expands more to just measurements. It goes to my goals. How long do I need to check in with a health professional? How long do I need to be able to monitor my body? When do I do this rhythms and the things that I do for my body to continue maintaining that health and the slimmer are you? So number two, the major big factor that is going to help you in maintaining a sustainable and creating that sustainable plan is tracking your progress. It's just an emphasis on being specific and measurable and tracking your progress. You can use a food diary. You can weigh your food. Fitness app, there's plenty of them. Trying to see, reading food labels. You have to track your progress. Food diaries and using fitness apps is a great way to do that. Once you do it for so long, then you're able to even eyeball from now and then. But you also have to keep going back to what is measurable. Like, for example, you can go several months without a food diary, and then you're like, things are starting to look kind of weird. I don't know where I stand. Then you say, okay, in the month of February, I'm going to keep a food diary to re-examine what are my food habits, what are my lifestyle habits. Keep a diary. You can say, if your goal is to exercise on a regular basis to tone that body to help your mind function better, you can ask yourself, how often do I need to track to be able to keep my eye measurement in check? Because again, if you're like me, I don't like to weigh my food for the rest of my life. I don't like to track my food on a food diary for the rest of my life. I can do it intermittently and be able to make sure that my eyeballing is in check. But as you're beginning, you will need these things. So tracking progress is very important. And then the strategies of maintaining motivation and building a supportive network. Let me tell you, motivation will wear out. Probably it's already worn out by now, by this 8th, 9th week, because motivation is motivated by very drastic environments and situations in our life. And sometimes when that wears out, we tend to go back to the status quo. So how do we go beyond that? Is maintaining an attitude of discipline. Discipline, the way I've come to understand it is doing it even when the motivation wears out, even when the body doesn't feel an ounce of doing what you want to do. That's when it calls for the discipline. And think how, and the other way you can even improve that discipline is think of how losing and maintaining a flatter belly and eliminating that abdominal fat and maintaining a healthy body, how it's going to increase your energy, how it's going to boost your self-esteem, how it's going to create all this life that you want. Build a supportive network. And your network can either make you or it can break you. You have to decide what it's going to do for you. Because if it's not serving you, then it's going to wreck you. Build a supportive network, not just any network. Get friends. And sometimes it's our family who drops us down. But it's not because of the family. It's how we treat people. We teach people how to treat us. So we have to be careful how we teach people to treat us and how we set our boundaries. Love, respect is important. You can love people, but you don't have to let them speak in your life. And this comes in by continuously building ourselves, continuously knowing our worth and our identity, knowing who we are, knowing what things you will want to allow in your life and not allowing people to make decisions for yourself in a way you cannot take responsibility for them. Encourage yourself to make decisions for yourself and be friendly, be respectful. Don't cut out people from your life. Just do that which is okay and which is right and which you can justify in the eyes of God and in the eyes of people. And the people who really want to work with you in that capacity will. And support other people. Flexibility is important. But if something is where you draw a line, then you have to know those limits. Because we can live in an island. But then living in a community requires a lot of resilience, time investment, but it also requires setting a lot of boundaries and living in a way that you don't feel deprived and drained all the time. We can talk about this more. Just if you have any questions on that, let's discuss them. So what is the importance of building a long-term approach? Building a long-term approach avoids extreme diets. It avoids excessive unenjoyable exercises routines that you cannot keep, that will promise you quick fix, but they're not going to fix you because you're not able to sustain them. Adopt a balanced approach that encompasses a well-rounded meals, eating, community, laughter, life. Sometimes just choose to do nothing. It's a life. Live without excessive exertion. Aim for gradual and steady progress, which is healthier and more sustainable. A long-term perspective, you have to understand that achieving and maintaining a slimmer waistline is a long-term commitment. And those things, and especially as we age, our hormones are getting different, our lifestyle is getting different, and maintaining that a healthy lifestyle for the long haul, not a quick fix that you want to fix you and move on, is a consistent key. It's very important. So, and this comes in with the value of consulting with a coach, with with a dietitian, or the person who has helped you to get there, because we don't know alone. So your health expert forms this community that you're trying to achieve. You're doing a great job for signing up for this program, but this is not the end. You don't live in an island for the rest of your life. You will need those instant checks, not instant checks, like intermittent checks. Like you say, every 2 months, I'll consult with my coach. Every 3 months, I will consult with my coach. Once or twice a year, I will be able to book an appointment and check my progress, discuss challenges, and keep yourself in that environment of expertise advice. Safety. The other importance of doing that in addition to just maintaining that progress is making sure that you're on safe zones, because a lot of things can wreck your body, can put your body in malnutrition, can put your body in liver stress, can do all these things. And some of the things and situations that we do can put us into health risks. So you have to consult with your coach and your health professional to just make sure that you're working in a safe environment in terms of the decisions that you're making for your health. So this is very important to think long term. And I will tell you, if you are able to make decisions on your meals, I would rather you do. If you're going for home gatherings, be the one to make the menu, and then you will make menu with things that you can eat. Try to control the narrative of meals around you, whether yourself, with the family, with the communities, as much as you can. If you're going to a place where you can never control what is being served, there's one major thing that you can always control when you're thinking of long term, is your food portions. When you go to a place where it's only being served chapati and meat, I didn't tell you to eat 4 chapatis. You can choose half a chapati or 1 chapati. Portion control is going to be your greatest friend. If you can control meal planning, if you can control choice of food that is being served, be on the offensive and not on the defensive. Plan ahead, anticipate, and look out for the things that are ahead. And then you'll be able to have that long-term perspective in trying to maintain your health, and more so eliminating that belly fat. Thank you so much for listening, and looking forward to the next, probably our last or second last video. Thank you so much, and God bless you.